wanna be free when my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay. Another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast. I'm your host, Camille Smith. Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry for the lateness, but it's all good. We're just trying to give you guys the heat, the fire, and all that good stuff. And, for episode 147, I had to have a returning guest come on and just show my appreciation to him and all that great stuff. And also having a recap of the amazing event that we have. So, Christopher, please come join us. Hey?
Yes. How are you guys?
All is well. How are you, sir? Traffic is bad.
Tell me about it, right? So
Oh,
what Camille is
man.
talking about, I was in some downtown Toronto traffic, trying to make it home on time for the podcast, right? But the traffic had me by the collar, right? So
And it's all good. It's
here
all
I am.
good in the hood. But hey, how has your week been since the event?
You know what? It's been good. It's been good,
Mhm.
but I just been processing the whole journey from the beginning.
Yes.
So now that the three mixes are finished, I'm still processing. I'm impressed, but I'm still
Yes.
processing. It's just like, okay, wow, we
Okay.
did it. We did it, right?
We
So
did it. Yes.
yeah, been doing good though. I've been feeling accomplished. I've been feeling what we did in partnership, in collaboration, it was worth it. So I'm feeling
Yeah.
good. Feeling good.
Nice. And I was thinking about it because like even when I was going week by week and just trying to have a feeling of how I was gonna present myself at the mixer as well, but I also had like a goal. Like I wanted to be intentional with that mixer just because we've been going to all these network events. But ladies and gentlemen, every network event I've been to, guess who I would see? You, yes. And then there is even one that you expected me to be there, and I legit was going to be there, but itis got me and I couldn't make it. But I just feel like with networking events that we've been attending, we've noticed how valuable they are and how intentional it is to be. So I'm happy that like with our event or your event, which I was just part of it, our event, we were just we had an intention of bringing people like-minded folks together and being able to really have that mission of like the intention of networking. And what about how did you feel about it, or how was the weeks to come, because you were really pushing it hard even at the events that I see you at. I commend you because you're always pushing it hard. So how is that thought process?
The thought process leading up to the event.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thought process was I needed, uh, I had to, it was a must to make this event a sold out event. So putting our best foot forward, I did a lot of online and
Yes.
offline marketing. So instead of marketing the event, I would say 6 to 8 weeks, I was actually marketing the event probably 16 weeks before. So that's
Mm,
16 weeks is equivalent to 4 months. So with the marketing, it was kind of like drip marketing. Drip marketing meaning if you were to like say cut, let's say a pastry bag, a
Yes.
small cut, and drizzle it on a cupcake. It's
Yes.
drizzling slow, right? So doing that, online marketing, offline marketing, but through the whole process, because you're asking about the process, it was
Mm-hmm.
like holy jerk chicken and rice. The process was working, meaning people were commenting, calling, signing up
Yes.
for the event, wanting to go and have a coffee to talk about what they could expect
Mm-hmm.
for the event. So leading up the process for me, it was organic. Leading up
Yes.
to this event, that past tense, the event,
Yes.
it was just mind boggling because it's like, okay, this is one out of probably three events that I've been either attached to, either at
Mm-hmm.
the helm or some mix mash to it, that we've gone really hard with the marketing and then seeing the results. So to answer your question again, the process for me, it just shows that if you put in the input,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna get the output.
That is very true. That is very, and like I said, you were pushing it everywhere you went, and and like even so. Okay, so with that, how valuable was you pushing it out, and then also collaborating with other folks to be able to promote it and all that great stuff? And I feel like promotion is really key as well. So, were there any, including myself, just were there any other folks that were able to push it forward for you as well?
Well, to give you some history of this whole network initiative that Camille is talking about, for all the
Mm-hmm.
viewers who don't know, um, it was a network mixer initiative that I said, okay, we got to create a space within a space for entrepreneurs to actually connect,
Yes.
communicate, and hopefully they collaborate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we started this whole network initiative from March of this year,
Mm-hmm.
March 16th to be exact. The attendance was actually expected very low. But I think as a kickoff to that, it was good the way how it actually unfolded. But
Okay.
just to backtrack a bit, to actually get the event even off the ground, I
Yes.
knew I had to connect with the business community. So what
Mm-hmm.
did I
Mm-hmm.
do? I connected with about, at the time, I think it was four sponsors,
Okay.
where we
Yes.
had a
Yes.
meeting before
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about this because I wanted to make sure before we put our best foot forward that I
Yes.
was in alignment with
Mm-hmm.
the sponsors. So they had to be a business owner. They had to be have that community focused piece to what they do, and I would have to kind of see them in community doing their thing.
Yes.
So to my left, to your right, you got Camille Smith of Fitness IQ, tax preparer, an accountant, financial literacy. That is her lane. So I said, okay, I have to invite her to the table. Neil Messias, who specializes in insurance, a realtor at the time, and another individual, Caroline Nichols, who was all about health, right?
Yes.
So we all
So it's well
amalgamated.
rounded.
It was well rounded. Before I said I pulled the trigger on this event, everybody had to kind of agree with what it is that I was thinking of, and we did.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that being said, that was the first event. First event we talked about mostly. It wasn't all just about networking, but
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
premise was networking. But we also wanted to make sure, again, I'm using the word we wanted to make sure that folks would come to this networking event and get a teachable moment. So we had the likes of Donovan Dill, who is a business consultant of like 20 plus years, from Toronto, talk about the business canvas. So for those of you that know what it is, and for those of you that don't know what it is, I'll still talk about what it is. So, in short, it's a condensed version of a business plan. It has 9 components to it that basically can help one's business to actually get from here to there real quick, or however long it takes you to get from here to here. So, then the event kind of, well, let's backtrack a bit. Holy
Mm-hmm.
chicken if you're religious, holy chicken if you're not. So the event was a success. I debriefed with all the sponsors. Everybody seemed like this was exactly what we set up to do. So I said, okay, um, May 17th,
Yes.
we did it again. Did what again? The network mixer again, amalgamated a different set of entrepreneurs. So what I mean by different set, there was no spillover. So whoever came to the first event never really came to the second event. So to be honest with you, I was like, oh my God, why is there nobody from the first event coming to the second event? It's just something
Mm-hmm.
with the marketing. But then I said, wait a second, no, no, no. People probably got enough for what it was at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And other people probably saw, because we did a lot of post marketing too. So after
Yes.
the event was done, we kind of show highlights, pictures, videos, so people kind of got a sense as to, okay, this is what networking looks like with these guys. So to make it very short, we did a second event, network mixer, and we had the likes of David Cohen, who also is another business consultant, and he decided to talk about enhancing business communication through improv. So no words, just kind of more like body language, gesturing with hands. And when he first brought the idea to me, I'm like, oh my God, this is not gonna work. But I didn't tell him that. I was just like, you know what? I was just like, oh God, let this work. Let this work. Let there be no rain, let it just sunshine. Let it just be sunshine. And it worked. I trust the
Yeah.
process. I trust his process, and it happened. It worked. So last but not least, again, we debriefed the second event. Yeah. So everybody at the table, I'm talking about the fitness IQs, the Neil Messiases, Caroline Nichols, in no particular order. We all were like, okay, yeah, this is reason to actually do this once again, once more.
Yes. Yes.
And we did that. And we did that in fine style, in fine tailored grace. I'm trying not to say holy chicken with rice and peas and salad
Now
again,
I love when you say it.
but man, holy chicken and rice and peas and good salad, right? So
Mm.
it was amazing. And why it was amazing, we inserted games that engaged
Yes.
each and every participant. Whether you came on time, whether you came late, we made sure everybody either introduced their business, told us what their favorite color was, the complexity of their business, what they need for their business. This is the kind of dialogue, this is the kind of conversation we had. But for all of the mixers, what I like about the process, the sponsors who oftentimes don't really get a chance to say anything because of time, because of just format of the event the day of, each sponsor got a chance to kind of say what they did. So it was like everything that we had on paper,
Mm-hmm.
it actually rose to the surface and it was done. It was completed, it was executed, and people are still calling and asking, when's the next event? So it's not one person, it's not two people, it's not five people. It's a shuttle's worth of people saying this to me. So I'm saying, okay, what we did,
Mm-hmm.
it worked, and the show must continue because the rise of the entrepreneur, it's coming. It's already here,
Yes.
actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that people are starting to identify
Yes.
what their potential is.
Yes.
And the
Oh.
potential is not to work solely for an employee who can pay you enough to kill your dream.
Mm-hmm.
But I think people are realizing to say, okay, I can respect the job that I do 9 to 5 if this is what I'm doing, but I
Yes.
can also be creative after 501, right? And I'm just being real here, and
Yeah.
still feel like I'm either giving to the world, supporting
Contributing.
my family, and
Mm-hmm.
no one is getting hurt.
True.
So I'm gonna shut up now. Give the mic right back to you.
No, 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 because you also have to give it up to D as well.
Oh, so see, I was waiting for you to say that. So just to backtrack a bit to come forward to what
Yes.
Camille is actually inducing into the conversation, and thank you. I didn't forget,
Mhm.
but I just want to be mindful of your
Okay.
process, right?
Yes,
So
yes,
the
yes.
first event, as I said, Donovan Dill, he
Mhm.
talked about the illustrious, the bodacious um,
Business
business
canvas.
canvas,
Yes.
right? The second event, David Cohen. These are all people like really helping businesses, small businesses, corporations, nonprofits. So the people handpicked wasn't just by happenstance. It was literally
It's like,
strategically done.
okay.
So again, Donovan Dill, Business Canvas, to repeat myself, David
Mm.
Cohen, to enhance business communication through improv. The next event was basically how to land clients, ideal clients, niche based clients, utilizing social media. So we had the likes of D. Boswell Buck, who basically is a certified digital marketing, digital strategist. And she's really kicking ass, if I could swear just for that once, in the marketplace. And she's been a good colleague of mine in the field, in the marketplace for some time, and I felt this was ideally the right time to
Okay.
actually get her on the stage. But also,
Yes.
too, Trevor Short, he wasn't there in the physical, but he was there in the spirit.
Okay.
He
Okay.
also, too, is a business consultant.
Mhm.
Um, Actually, his titleship is called Marketing Product Leader. So he exclusively works with business
Okay.
to businesses,
Mm.
but essentially he can help your product, your service,
Mhm.
market to other businesses, right?
Okay.
So he wasn't
Okay.
there in the physical; he was there in the
Yes.
spirit, and his handles were given in person as
Yes.
well as online. So I want to make sure I
Oh,
pay homage. So we
yes,
literally
yes, yes.
had one, two, three, four speakers.
Okay, okay.
Sorry.
I love it. I love it. No, no, no. And you know what? I will say that each and every guest plays a part in the mixers, and I really like. I love D's because that is probably one thing that a lot of personal finance folks, not personal finance, small businesses
Yep.
are really like having trouble with. So they're always like, oh my gosh, like, how do I do that? So I wish I had my notebook right beside me because I would, but I definitely want to say like hers was like cream of the crop and all that great stuff. And of course, I loved Dolovan's as well. And also, what's his name? Sorry, what's refresh my memory?
Guest speaker.
Yes, second,
The second, David Cohen.
David Cohen. His was great too. It was just different. I appreciate different, but it's I liked the way that it flowed because there is, you know, communication and all that great stuff. Like we want to learn all that good stuff. And we have someone on the Damien. Thank you.
Hey,
He was there at two of the mixers.
he was.
So
He was.
big up yourself and all that great stuff.
Yeah, check out Damian Alexander Insurance. His business
Uh,
is insurance.
financial planner. Yeah,
Right,
financial
exactly. Financial
planner.
planning. I apologize. Yeah.
No worries. And just the way that with Dee when she was able to speak to folks that are really trying to focus on social media. I love that the most because I think that's as a entrepreneur or soulpreneur, you really know that like having all those caps is very tricky, very difficult, and I can all of the individuals that I speak to, like business wise, they're always like, "Oh, I'm just trying to be, you know, in the loop," and I'm always trying to remind them about marketing and all that great stuff. And of course, we have Christopher Lawerence that will be able to help with that as well. But you know what? I feel like even though you've been on here many, many times, I feel like there's some folks that are going to be listening to this for the first time. They're like, but who's this? And why must I go to one of his mixers? So I want you to tell the folks who you are. I know we're like halfway in, but it's all good. Who
Um,
is Christopher Lawrence? Because they always hear me shouting you out no matter what.
so Christopher Lawerence, that's me. Thank you, Camille. Frequency event promotions. So I kind of changed the tagline here, Camille. So brace
I
yourself.
see.
Put your seatbelt on, I guess.
Oh,
So
oh.
we graphic design, we advertise and we print. So graphic design work, advertise online and offline, and we print small print, large print. That's what we do. So I've been doing this for some time. I've been doing marketing ever since I was about probably 14, 15. So
Yes.
this is something I've done in nonprofit. This is something that I've done in the business community for some time. And
Hmm.
I can't stop. I won't stop. And I'm not trying to sound like Diddy, but no, it's all about the Benjamins. No, well, no. I really genuinely love this stuff because it's like why I like it when you help a business in any stage of their business and you
Hmm.
had something to do with their success,
Yes.
then it's like okay, the marketing worked, right? So that's a little bit about me, and I got this thing going on now that I just have this knack for hosting networking events. I mean, you could plan, coordinate, execute any given type of event, but for
True.
me, I want to do niche based events that can
Okay.
really bring, how do I say it, folks together. And even when the event has ended, concluded, people
Hmm.
could still find time, space, and opportunity to connect. So, and if they ever try to kind of backtrack to say, well, how did we meet each other? Maybe
Hmm.
my name might be mentioned or the event would be mentioned. So at least this is my contribution to the world. Very passionate about community, very passionate about business, and yeah, very focused and humble and hungry for success.
Indeed, indeed, and I love it. I love it, and it shows in each and every time. I kid you not. Even though you think like folks aren't taking it in. Oh, see, we had to correct it. Sorry, David came in to correct us.
Oh, in terms of his title.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. And thank you, Damien, for doing that because I think sometimes we it's the small things that we allow to slide. That's our failure. So both Camille and I made a mistake, or I made a mistake in your titleship. You're correcting us. So check out our guy, Damien F. Alexander. He's a chartered life underwriter. He's on social media. So check that guy. He was a good guy. Very good guy.
Absolutely. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. And then we have another one. Good evening. Thank you, Empress NG. I'm gonna say it like that. Please, please don't
Well,
kill me.
impressing,
Im-
impressing,
impressing.
impressing. You have to impress on the word. Impressing.
And she's saying that you're doing an amazing job, and I also agree because even though you feel like people
Thank
aren't
you.
watching, trust me, people
If
are
you're
watching.
watching.
Cause like I'll be posting about it and all that stuff, and like even like if someone's asking like, "Oh, Cam, I need like a business card," boom, I got you. Boom, Christopher Lawerence. Don't even worry about it, right? And even though other folks are like, "Man, I've been seeing a lot of posts about this. Who's showing it?" I'm like, "Yo, it's Christopher Lawerence. What do you mean?" So it's and then Damien's like, "It's great to put out the awareness for a lot of." I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. Like it is overwhelming at sometimes the networking events because like I'm in different groups and just showing them all and all that good stuff. It's like two or three events are happening all at once and I'm like we can't keep up. My gosh. We can't keep up. But I try to do it as much as possible because with like networking events especially, you want to meet the folks to the like-minded individuals and be able to educate them even like there is so much that I like my like when I mentioned my intentions was to like book appointments and stuff, but sometimes the first couple of times I'm there sitting down like okay, I'm just gonna sit down and look cute. But then you realize that hey, with the networking event, you really want to put yourself out there. Even though Christopher always mentions my name and stuff, I'm always like, okay, Cam, like let's this time be intentional and actually hear what problems you want to solve for individuals. Because I think that's the one thing is when you realize why someone came to the network event and just to get out there and be recognized, it's really good to be a listener and just be mindful of what people are trying to gain from the network event, and what problems they're trying to solve, right? And I find in the most like one of my intentions is to solve individuals' problems, but also to create more conversations. Like I think every network event that I've attended, I've managed to find someone and have a discussion with them just to see like what's going on like in their world. Because I at the end of the day, I want to know that whatever you have, whatever your product services are, you should be able to broadcast that, especially in Canada, so other people will be able to acknowledge that. And I'm seeing that you're being called Christopher Diddy Lawrence. But remember, his new name is Love, so.
Oh, okay. Hey. Oh man.
Oh man. But yeah, like I just find with networking events, especially yours, it was able to, there were so many people around and it was sold out. I don't care what anyone says, it was sold out, it was pop up. Me, you couldn't talk to everyone, you know. I couldn't talk to everyone, it was crazy, but like I was like, you know, trying to get in a conversation. I even met someone that Gabrielle, she, it was her first time going back, like getting her feet wet with networking events. So it's really awesome to see that, um, that you were able to convince her based on what she saw. Like, you know, her network was like, okay, let me go out to this networking event and just see what individuals need from me, because I believe she was she's a magical of art, and if I'm butchering it, eek. But really and truly, I appreciated her trying to get out of her comfort zone, because that is another thing about networking events. You're really coming out of your comfort zone, be able to embrace other folks and to see what goals or connections you're able to reach. And even what's her name? Joanna, I met her at
Yes.
another networking event, and then just her energy alone was just like we had a conversation like an hour after the whole dang thing ended and stuff. And that's the amazing thing about networking.
Mhm.
And hold on, dear, I'm gonna see. I'm getting used to this. You know, the StreamYard. I'm loving StreamYard now, actually.
Wealth
So he is
management.
a wealth management advisor and
So his
soon to be.
portfolio is quite diverse. See,
Yes, yes,
we
yes.
weren't kind of wrong in what we
Me
were
wasn't
saying.
wrong. Me
Yeah.
wasn't wrong. And he's saying that soon you'll be able to fill out the Scotiabank Arena. But I feel like we should be saying, was it Rogers Center or Skydo?
You know
Because
what?
I'm old school.
You know what? Just to be honest, what Damien is saying, even though we're laughing about it,
Mhm.
that's where my mind is actually going.
Okay.
Because I think
Okay.
sometimes, okay, I don't know if you've heard this piece, Camille. They say instead of thinking local, you got to
Hmm.
think global.
True.
But then, but I'm
Ah,
just saying, if you don't really have the social capital right now to think global,
yes.
shouldn't you act in more in the here and now, the local part?
Mm, true.
So I think if you look at the numbers, okay, let's be transparent. The first network mixer, we had about 28 people.
Yes.
The second network mixer, we had about 30, 32 people. This last network mixer, we had about 45 plus. So the
Crazy.
trajectory is going up. So in my mind, all I need to see are the numbers to kind of decide, okay, this aspect of the marketing needs to work here versus there.
Yes.
So even though we're talking about it and we're laughing about it, to be honest
Hmm.
with you, I would love to do an event at the Rogers Center,
And it will happen.
and it will happen. And I think
Exactly.
that's another thing too, off topic but related. This thing right here, it's
The
been
mind.
referred to as the equilibrium, the cerebral cortex, the noggin. But this puppy right here, it's powerful.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you think something, and you keep on saying something, Mississippi, 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 right?
It's
You know,
so
so
true. It's
so yeah,
so
words are
true.
powerful. Words are powerful, especially if you are working in partnership with
Hmm.
people who also see a vision. Because
Yes.
let's say this. Let's say there's 50 of us
Hmm.
and we all want to, let's say, do something in the Scotiabank Arena. If you split a
Yes.
cost for an event like that
Yes.
50 ways, that event is
People.
not really hard to execute,
True.
especially if you have people that have expertise in marketing,
True.
logistics,
Hmm.
right? So
Yes.
these things
Yes.
can be done.
Yes.
Like, I'll say one more thing and then I'll shut up. When you, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but let's say, as an example, working towards getting $100,000, just using that as an example. In
Jeez.
people's minds, you already think about the 100,000.
Yes.
But let's reverse the thinking and divide the 100,000 by
By
12,
52. Oh, you're doing
or even
12? 52
52
weeks?
weeks in a year. So
Yes.
if you think about it now, you do an event here, you
Hmm.
sell a product or service there, you can get that 100,000. So
And
again,
then I like to do the quick math. So let's say it's
well, we're on the podcast. It's called Things I Wish I Knew About Money.
so if you were thinking about it in 12 months, like each month, as long as you're able to get $8,333.33, then it is doable. And if you really want to take it to the next level and think about it in 52 weeks, it's 1923.08. You're going to have a couple cents. And when you think about it that way, then you're going to really be able to master some or master the goals that you have. Because you kind of have to break it down.
Break it down.
Because if you have it as a lump sum or a larger number, it's just it applies that pressure that you don't want in your life. Right? But if you're able to break it down and have like a goal setting and just strategize with the right team or partners and stuff, you'll be able to make it. Right?
Well, if you think about it too, the
Mm,
validity of what we did, look
yes.
at the consistency. I mean,
Mm,
you're going to get some falling off, but
yes.
Neil,
Mm-hmm.
Caroline, and
Hmm.
yourself,
Yes.
we've done those three network mixers in partnership.
Yes. Yes.
And that's just three.
Mm.
And I'm sure by doing
Oh,
these initiatives, it's giving you value back, right? Whether that's a
yes.
client, whether that's a speaking engagement, whether it's just people knowing your brand now. And then look what
Correct.
we're doing post event. I'm now
Mm-hmm.
on your platform,
Yes. And then
right?
everyone
So
knows.
it's just, this is how we need to work as businessmen, businesswomen, business
Hmm.
people in general,
Yes. And
right? This is it.
consistency is key,
It's
right?
key. It's key.
And big up Sharon Knight. I love the mixer. I was able to attend the second one. Just wondering if you would consider. Ooh, that is a good question. Virtual.
Yes.
Okay, that's a
So
great
shout
question.
out to Sharon
Thank you,
Knight,
Sharon Knight.
who also is an entrepreneur, and check out her on Instagram. I believe her brand name is Ebony Occasions.
Mm-hmm.
So what that brand does, they sell Afrocentric greeting cards.
Yes.
So to answer the question, or to tackle the question, I've thought about it, but
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I think when you do these types of events, you're always going to overlook somebody, not by, you're not intentionally trying to do it, but it's an option that I've thought of.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also something I said, okay, COVID is no longer around.
Mm-hmm.
We need to come into a space where we can all see each other face to face. But as I said, it's an option I've thought about. What I'm thinking is, for
Mm-hmm.
folks that weren't able to attend the event,
Correct.
I'm thinking of actually getting the entire event recorded.
Ooh.
So you could
Okay.
still pay
Okay.
your ticket, but
Yes.
probably it won't be as much because you weren't there in person. But you'll have a copy of that, of what took place,
Mm.
and it'll be nice, packaged and layered, so it's almost like you were there.
I like that idea, but I also like, and I'm trying to. I think if it was to be a virtual option, that it would definitely have to be a different location where you have it at a spot where it's able to happen, because that area is great, but then you also want to be mindful of volume, and then you would also have to have like a panel type of thing, right?
Yeah,
So that's a great idea, share.
it
But
is
it
phenomenal idea.
it has to be a different aspect with the way that works.
So knowing the space that we were in, Camille,
Mm.
I've even had a potential speaker ask me, could they do a presentation where they could be home and we would be at the event and they could do their presentation where we would see them on our phones. Now, under normal circumstances, I would say, woo, holy chicken, that's a great idea. But
Yes.
you know the space itself because you've been there now 3 times.
Mm.
It wasn't fitting, right? But
Mm.
any idea and every idea that people want to bring to surface, please
Yeah,
email me
bring
at
it.
info@frequencyeventpromotions.com because
Cool.
even though we are planning it, this is also the patrons' event too. This is much of your event as it is ours. So I'm always trying to give you not only a good event, but a good
Hmm.
experience, right? So, yeah,
Correct.
share.
And OMG,
Yep.
I just remembered Ryan Knight. He was
Oh my
also there
gosh.
from
So you know
ACBN.
what? Forgive me. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna kill me. ACBN, Afro Caribbean Business Network, was also a sponsor at the last mixer. I think I just got caught up from the trajectory from the first, the second, and the third of who all
Yes,
has
yes,
been with me from
yes.
the start. But no, ACBN, they've been a strong supporter of what we do, what I do. So I couldn't end this podcast without saying salute to Ryan O'Neill Knight of Afro Caribbean Business Network, who's also doing some interesting, dynamic, impactful work in the marketplace. Whether you need business counseling, business mentorship, ACBN is actually a go-to, and they're just getting bigger, better, and stronger.
Mm.
And their
Yes.
tagline is connect, build, and grow. And they're doing that.
Hmm.
So check out ACBN. Don't tell Ryan I forgot to mention him in this podcast from the jump. I don't want him to kill me. I want him to always preserve life when it comes to me. Sir Nick,
Ah.
please tell him I said that. And yeah, Ryan O'Neill Knight, he's doing some of dynamic work by himself
Mhm.
and collectively with ACBN. So shout out to my good guy, Ryan O'Neill Knight.
Yes, yes, yes. And Sheldon. Oh my gosh. So
Oh my gosh.
Sheldon
Oh my
Isaac.
God.
So I would have wait. I gotta big him up, because he gave me some amazing tips. Because as soon as
Yes.
I'm always like to be in the corner, because I feel like, which is a great idea, based on the photo that we took. All
Yes.
you can see is my banner, and I was like, yes.
Oh, I got you. I
but
got you.
not only that is that he said, instead of using my laptop, have a TV up, so I'm able to people are able to see it upper, like a better eyes view with seeing the
More widescreen.
and seeing the introduction or the intro for the podcast,
Very
which
good
I think
tip.
it's I was like, this is actually amazing. I was like,
Yep.
hold on, let me take my notes. And then he was just saying, like, as a vendor or like a sponsorship, it's better to be, when someone comes to your table, make sure you're standing up. 'Cause I can't- even when we had the pop up the previous year, I was like, I was stush. I was being nervous, as Damien was saying. I was nervous at the time. I was like, even though I have done this for like almost 3 years, I just, when it comes to like in person, I have to get like that feeling, that vibe, like comfortable with like the space that I'm in. So big up Sheldon. I think he's doing amazing things as well. He was just his advice suggestions are critical, and I feel like he was going to each and every person that he was able to have a conversation with and giving them valuable advice. And I think that's one of the key things is no matter what industry that you're in, you have value at a networking event. Like whether you're doing products or services, you have value in it, and it's really important to let that shine. Like, and I know, like, hold on, let me try to go back to the chat and post them. Well, Damon's saying your goal should be 2,000 or 20,000. Sorry, 20,000 people.
Yep.
That is one of your goals, like EYL and Best Fest, and it's not impossible for that to happen because
No,
you know
it's not.
what? There's so many people in Toronto that are thirsty, and I think they need to realize that there are some heavy hitters in Toronto or in Canada in itself that is able to contribute value. Because like sometimes like we hear the information that happens, but it's always in the states, and it's like it's not as beneficial here than it is in the states. So I really would like for folks that are listening and like really reach out to your Canadian folks to build something together, like come as one and build something because it's endless and it doesn't have to be someone from the States. And I'm not dogging anyone from the States, but we have heavy hitters here. Trust me, my mentors, people that are sponsoring, we have the people. Just call up them. Trust me.
You can call me on my cell phone.
Hey, hey.
Hey, but you know what? Just to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying, a lot of Americans who come here,
Mm-hmm.
has anybody found it strange why they keep on coming back?
Because they see the opportunity.
So Canada on a whole, we are an untapped market, right? It's a very untapped market. So what we're doing with the network mixers, what ACBN is doing, what a lot of us are doing, if we
Mm-hmm.
could all buckle down and work together. And if you look at the blueprint, like what we're doing, okay, let's go backwards to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
ACBN, Sheldon Isaac Images, Fitness IQ, Neil Messias, Caroline Nichols. Who else am I missing? David Cohen, Donovan Dill, D. Boswell Buck. I probably just listed off 10 people that all have businesses.
Yes.
And if we all put our resources on the table,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
place Eagles, whether to the left, to the side, or just take it off the damn table, then
Mm-hmm.
you really got what Camille just put on your as a lower third, Northern Connections. It's all
Mm-hmm.
here. It's all here, right? We have the value. The multiculturalism is here. At the events, I don't know if you've been seeing it, Camille, the diversity. So
Absolutely.
what you're talking about, Camille, what Damien is talking about, 20,000 people, to me, I laugh at those numbers because
It's
I
too good.
know it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
It can be done. It's just who's going to do it?
Hey.
Yeah, who's going to do it? And I mean, yeah, the fingers could be pointing at me, but I can also point the fingers right back. But how
I'm joking. I'm
powerful,
joking.
how powerful if we can kind of stick it this way for it to come this way.
True. And you know what?
Mhm. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, as Dr. Vibe would say.
Big up Dr. Vibe as well.
Right.
You know what? You're absolutely right because I know so many people like that as long as we work together and find a perfect spot, and even if it's like because you're thinking about the community, like even but we're not dissing other communities, but
No.
we also want to oh man, there's something you said, have all the sticks bundled, right?
Okay. Right. Which
Yes,
is
the
an
sticks
African
bundled.
proverb. Yeah.
Yes, we want like to unite a lot of black owned businesses, or even I should, you know what, I had a conversation where it was like, oh, but have the individuals that they know the goal, that are like-minded, and they want the businesses to push forward, or even the goals to push forward, and just boost that. I know there's Dale, there's Dr. Vibe, there's Ryan, there's Damien, there's Roger Dundas, there's Kurt Henry. Like there's so many people
100%.
that would be able to work together as long as we, as you said, put the ego aside and push forward. Even the event that we were at Centennial,
Yes. Yes.
that event was powerful. Even the business summit that you attended,
Yeah.
I'm kicking myself for not going to that
That
one,
was a good event. Both of them.
right?
Both of them.
Yes, right. Like you even had, and you know what? You know how I love supporting. Supporting is key to everything. Now that I think about it,
100%. 100%.
look at how many people from the all black market came and supported you.
Yeah, so that's just that is an interesting conversational piece, but
Mm-hmm.
they didn't have to come, but they did.
Facts.
And if you think about what they have done,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
if you think about what we are doing, it's a no-brainer.
Correct.
You join forces, and we can get the logistics out the way, and all that stuff. We're really building a portfolio. We're really building a track record. We're demonstrating there is a blueprint that can be left and followed.
Yes.
Support is
Absolutely.
key.
Support. I say it every time. Just say it every time. And like just I'm looking at like the chat room especially, and the support is amazing. Like I'm trying to put all the comments on. Um Cool thinking addition to and gain access to event. So I think yes, definitely having like a recap, even though like we're having a recap of it, but having a recap to show individuals is a great idea as well.
Yep.
There are individuals that like it in person because of that energy, like you're able to push through the energy and all that good stuff. So having it in person is key.
Yep.
Absolutely. And then also having the support is key as well. And just another connection.
Well, for Sharon Knight and for anybody that's listening to your podcast, please, if you have any ideas, don't think they're foolish or they're a waste to bring to the service. No, email them. We can book some time to talk. Yeah, because I mean, hey, let's make this a good experience for not only you but also for others, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah, that I would just
Absolutely.
say that.
Big up, big up. And there's one last one. Ah, yes. Impressing. As the saying goes, you can't clap with one hand.
No, you can't.
Sometimes you can, but it doesn't sound as loud unless it's two
Oh,
hands,
see?
right?
Right, right, right.
And all
And,
that
and
good
and I'm
stuff.
telling you, I double dare, I triple dare. Going forward in your business journey,
Hmm.
try to start doing some components in partnership with folks, but
Yes.
be very strategic, be
Hmm.
very mindful
Hmm.
as to who you're trying to partner up with.
Hmm.
I mean, there's so much more I could say, but I'll leave it there. But
Yes.
try to do that and tell me if it works, why it worked, and if it
Yes.
didn't work, why it didn't
Hmm.
work. Let's have a
As
conversation about that.
Tim Frey said a couple weeks ago, strategic partnership, and remember, folks, that even if the person is in your industry as well, you still get value from each other.
100%.
We we all can eat.
100%. 100%.
We all can eat. No, whether it's like um, me and Damien do the same thing, but when we form a team together, look how great it was. Like, yo, people loved his episode. Like, people were like, yo, send me the episode. Like, I was able to repost it on
Nice.
IG,
Nice.
especially because it's what it is, Life Insurance Awareness Month. It is also Prostate Awareness Month. So any of your fellas that went today, please, there was like a PSA. Hold on.
No worries.
Give me a second because I posted it. I gave it to everyone that I knew. I was like, y'all need to go. Anyone that lives close to Scarborough or in the area, there's a free PSA testing clinic that happened from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I hope a lot of, especially my men, guy friends, actually attended because it's very important. And then I found out that it's Ovary Cancer Awareness Month as well. There's so much things happening.
Oh yeah.
And what's today's holiday? It's I, I thought I posted Truth and Reconciliation
Yes.
Day. So I know it's not orange, but it looks orange when you guys are looking at it. So I wanted to represent that as well.
Yes.
But yeah, like those are the things I want, recognition. Kind of lost my train of thought, but it's okay. I'll bring it back. But I just collaborating, strategic partnership. We all can eat, and we can collaborate with folks and be able to branch off to more things because there's some things that Damien will do more than I do, like estate planning and all that stuff. Or there's Joanna that does health and wellness, Energy Shack, health and wellness, right? Neil talking about the FHSA, all that stuff. Ryan, I saw Ryan last Friday, not the Friday that just went, but the previous Friday that he was talking. It was like a playground of AI, which was
Yes.
amazing,
Yep.
mind blowing. Yep, hold on, people. And David's gonna laugh because he tried to talk me into it from February, or like a couple other folks. Chat GPT now 4.0 can actually connect with Canva. You ask it something and it will make a post for you. Not trying to steal Christopher's thing, but it can evolve. Like you're able to do more and just have like AI can be a tool that makes things more efficient. And how do you feel about that? That's the question I want to ask you.
For
How do
me.
you feel about AI?
So yes, if you want to know a little bit more about AI, ACBN is doing some illustrious work in that kind of container.
Yes.
So for me, I think with AI, eventually, whether you are not for it or
Mm-hmm.
you're for it, you're just going to be by default involved with it. It's the wave of the future.
Mm-hmm.
For me, though, I think it does somewhat pose a threat to my business. Some might, I mean, it's open for debate, right? But
Open
the
for
thing
debate.
I think for me, for AI, it's the way of the future.
Mm-hmm.
I've dabbled with it here and there, but I just think the whole point about the creativity,
Mm-hmm.
manual creativity versus me
Yes.
pumping it into a machine who's then spinning back. It's creativity that's being used from what you've put into it, I've put into it, we've
Correct.
all put into it. So it's like kind of like, like are those words of my own? Were they really what I was thinking about? But
Mm-mm-mm.
don't get me wrong, I have used the tool,
Yes.
but I'm more of a manual, strict kind of a person, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But yeah, I mean, hey, if AI works for you, it works for you. Continue to use it. If it's not so much for you, then you don't have to use it. But there are, how do I say it, tentacles that are
Mm-hmm.
teaching you a little bit more about it. Case in point, ACBN, they have done and they're doing multiple like information sections, so you can kind of keep ahead of the curve in terms of the
Yes.
information being disseminated. Yeah.
And
So
it's always
that's
the
my
great
thought.
part. The great part is no matter what technology comes into play, there's going to be someone that doesn't want to deal with it. And you
Yeah,
pay
and that's
someone
okay.
to do
Yeah,
it.
I
And
mean,
it's absolutely okay because I
there's some
know
people I know that don't even have an email address, and you're like, what? But it's just that doesn't really tickle their fancy,
men
you
don't know
know.
about that.
Yeah,
Not in
yeah.
a business.
Well, no, not as a business, but just
Oh,
people like I mean, yeah, if you're running a business without an email address, I mean, hey, but hey, hey, if it works for you, it
yeah,
works for you, right?
yeah. Exactly. Oh, there's more. Oh, hold on. Share saying some more. I agree with all in person. Yes. Presentation.
Content.
That
Yeah.
that I believe that worked with Ryan for an event. So that's an idea that we can, and it has to be like probably at the beginning, or like when people just come in, just to give it an idea. Because I'm always thinking like, how will it be able to flow correctly with the
No,
team or group?
you you could definitely create two experiences: an
Correct.
in-person experience as well
Yes.
as an online experience.
Mm-hmm.
So what Cher's talking about, I've thought about it.
Yes.
It is extra work, but hey, if there's a demand for it, why not meet the client or the customer or the patron halfway? I think the easiest way is to capture highlighted moments or the moment,
Mm.
package it, and then email it off to that person who bought a ticket for the.
True. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
but
That works. That
but
would work.
you know what? Now that we've been talking about it, and she's
Yeah.
been writing more about it, it
Yes.
might be something I really just sit down and say, hey, let's give some thought to it because hey, look what we're doing right now. We're doing this. I mean, you could be in Honolulu right now, and I could be in like Masagana, right? No one would really know, right? But hey, technology is there for us to use.
True.
So
True.
if there's a need to use it, then it's at our fingertips.
Exactly. Yeah. I see what you did there.
Yes.
I'm incognito right now, sir. But definitely like having different experiences. Um gosh darn it. Oh, however, we know, and I'm glad Cher mentioned it, that
Yep.
tomorrow is
Oh,
breast cancer run.
okay.
China. So that shows, you want to know what the most important thing is. Not only is it Breast Cancer Awareness Month,
Mhm.
we are entering the last quarter
Hmm.
of 2023.
Yeah, but it's here.
There are folks that are already thinking about 2024. But what are you planning to do for the last quarter?
Um, Analyzing what I've done for the other three past quarters,
Okay.
and to be honest with you, as well as your viewers, your listeners, everything that we've put on paper, we've done it. So now in the last quarter now, I'm thinking about next year
Yes. Yes.
and already what we're going to be doing. If I can share, can I share?
Absolutely. The floor is yours.
So we're definitely thinking that Network Mixer 4.0, it's a must-have.
Okay.
So we're
Woo!
already
You
we're
hold on,
already
hold on. Beep, 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 beep. This is exclusive things.
right.
Expose. What?
Oh, yeah,
Let's hear
right.
it.
So
Brah,
the
brah.
question was, what am I thinking of last quarter? I'm thinking of what we did the previous three quarters,
Yes.
kind of winding down,
Okay.
but then also pre-planning for 2024. So either in the first or second quarter or third quarter, Network Mixer 4.0 will be
Okay.
returning. And
Okay.
we've already looked at a
Okay.
few potential venues. Um,
Okay.
right. And I think the next venue for folks, whether you're going to be there or not, I'm going to really turn the dial up a bit more. And what I mean by that, because it's good when you're transparent. Just
Mm-hmm.
more room space for us if we wanted to
To stretch
stretch
out a
our
little
hand out.
bit.
We can do that. We don't have to hit anybody. We'll have access to projector, so if somebody want to do like a robust presentation, they could do it.
Okay.
Really
Share
kind of
is working.
right. Um, so the aesthetics of the
Yeah.
place. Not to say where we were the last three times wasn't good, because it was good. We went bougie. We were uptown. right? So,
Yes. My gosh.
but so Network Mixer 4.0 is coming soon. I would hope that we have the likes of Camille Smith, Fitness IQ, as a returning sponsor. But if not, it's been a pleasure. It's been a
No,
joy.
no, no. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You're on
That was
my
me putting
team.
my
I'm
sales
on
hat
your
on this
team.
one. But
We're on a team where the collaboration is real, the
right,
collaboration is epic, and even though we don't talk all the time,
yes, it's all
but
love.
you know I still have your back no matter what,
Likewise,
right?
likewise.
Mm-hmm.
So in addition to that, we're gonna change the way we do business. Um, we've never really invested in the business, so a lot of you are probably like, "What did he just say?" So a lot of how we've been getting clients, literally, is through the pipeline, the vernacular of networking,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
So we've been getting a lot of referrals, holy chicken with good salad, right? So now what we're gonna do is put our money where our mouth is, invest in the business, start doing a
Mm-hmm.
lot of marketing campaigns that's gonna look very much different than what we may have done in the past or currently.
Okay.
And then we're gonna merge into doing some workshop facilitations. So what I mean by that is for starters, teaching the basics of networking,
Mm-hmm.
and then also doing more of an advanced level of what networking can or should look
Mm-hmm.
like. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's going to turn into um, teaching folks, whether you're a small business, a startup, a nonprofit, how to event plan, right? Whether and
Ooh.
event market, right? Event management. So
Yes.
we're going to be bringing these skills to the forefront, teaching folks.
Yes.
And the good thing about all of what I've mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
we have the expertise, proven expertise that can show you how to get sponsorship because we've done that for many years, right? And when I say many
Yes.
years, for folks who know, we have a nonprofit that's doing some rebranding. So this is not our first runner on the sun, and I'm not
Not the
saying
first
that to
rodeo.
sound cocky. I'm not saying that to sound like, who does this guy think he is? No, I'm just trying to say that what we're saying, it can
Mm-hmm.
be backed up.
Yes.
Because sometimes a lot of
Exactly.
people, they say stuff, but then it's
Mm.
like, okay, have you done it before? The person might be like, not yet. Two, can you show me some proof? Let me get back to you on a Monday, right? So no, we want to be
Show
able
them
to say,
receipts.
we want to be able to show the receipts. We want to show you the proof is in the pudding. The icing is on the rum cake. The potato pudding has the sugar in it. So we want to make sure that you get
The
what you're
ginger's in the
supposed to get.
sorrow.
The ginger is in the sorrow, right? So you want to give you something where it's like it's packaged, tied up
Yes.
right. That if
Mm.
I say the workshop is going to cost you, because it will cost you. I don't do
Mm-hmm.
any more free events. I don't do any free workshops anymore. But I'm not trying to gouge anybody. So let me
The
get.
the price gone up.
Well,
Yesterday's
yesterday's
price ain't
prices wasn't today's price.
today's.
No, but in all honesty, what I'm saying is they say test, review, repeat.
Mm-hmm.
So with all these
Say that again. Test.
test, review, and
Mm-hmm.
repeat.
Okay.
So I'm saying now we've tested it, we've reviewed it, we've repeated it.
Mm-hmm.
It's now time to teach it,
Hey.
right? So the good thing about all of what I've mentioned is if people need strategies, we can help you. If you need marketing, advertising, and promotion, we can help you. If you
Exactly.
literally needed help to actually do your very first event, and you really literally wanted to just show up at your event, you would see
Mm-hmm.
everything coordinated, set up right, and then whenever you wanted to leave, we'll tear down everything, give you a
Mm-hmm.
report. So
Yes.
you're asking me about quarters. This is what we are actually right now as we speak
Yes.
formulating. We're putting it
Okay.
together. We really want to take our business to now the next frontier and
Mm-hmm.
boldly go where no, no, I'm just joking. I won't say that. That's what was going to sound like Star Trek, right? But no, in all honesty, and I got to be comical about it because I think sometimes when you're too serious with business, you
Mm-hmm.
miss the mark.
True. True.
You miss the
True.
mark. You're out of pocket. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Mm-hmm. And we don't
and
want that to happen.
we don't want that to happen. And then next, last but not least,
Mm.
Partnerships, partnerships, and partnerships is what we're trying
Mm-hmm.
to establish, cultivate, because no man is an island. And the proof in the pudding again, look what Camille, Caroline, Neil, Sheldon, Ryan, David,
Oh,
Donovan,
oh,
Dee.
oh.
I mean, it sounds like a Christmas carol, right? Or Kwanzaa special. So this stuff is real. It's authentic, and I'm not talking about food. That's one of my favorite lines. This is business at its best. So you asked me
Mm-hmm.
the question. So partnerships, 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 training, training, training,
Mm-hmm.
and to package it all up, test, review, repeat, teach.
Boom, bum, bum. Oh, I forgot that part. Oopsie.
Right? So yeah, that's what we're gonna be working towards.
Awesome. And Christopher, I'm excited for what's going to be coming down the pipeline because I'll be there for sure, always, and as God
You
willing,
better.
So I think I want to leave the folks with for someone that came to the mixer, whether it was the first, second, or third. What is the best advice you would give someone that came to the event or is looking for to do an event like that? What is the best advice you could give them?
So the first part was what I would give them in terms of
No, what advice would you give them? As in, wait,
no worries.
what what value would you hope that they got from the mixers, whether it was the first, second, or third? And what advice would you give someone that is looking to do the same type of event?
Got you, got you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I would hope that people that came to this last event, which was at Wednesday, September the 20th, it
Mm-hmm.
was held at 245 Eglinton Avenue East, Mount Pleasant in Eglinton, at the Granite Brewery. We
Mm-hmm.
were there from 6:30 to 9:30, but we were also there for a bonus special. Camille knows what I'm talking about. I would hope people would have gotten the opportunity to do more listening than speaking.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
Listening more speaking, meaning they say, whoever they are,
mhm,
never listen to speak, listen to understand. So there was an array of different businesses, people that have probably started their business longer or shorter than the average Joe that was there.
mhm,
So I'm saying to say, I would hope people got from that whole experience airtime to speak about the business, which they did,
agree.
ample opportunity to connect with other entrepreneurs, to hear maybe not the full enchilada, but a piece, a fragment of what they do. So
Mm-hmm.
post event, because they say once an event is finished, you need to follow up with that contact that you just established within the first 48 hours, the first 48, right? And if you don't do it within the first 48, I'm going to tell you this, don't do it at all. And the
Woo!
only reason why I say that, that whole momentum
Yes.
was built,
Mm,
and it's so easy for it to just frizzle away. So if you can't do the
yes.
follow up within the first 48, and you be the initiator, not the other person,
True.
you. And if you
Mm,
don't do it in the first 48, I'm telling you, don't do it at all.
yes.
Um, that's
Which
what
I
I would
did.
hope, right? Which I would hope people would take away from the event,
Yes.
and also to arrive on time. Now, I'm not saying that to say anything but to say
Yes.
treat networking events like it's your first day on the job. You're not going to be late. And coming to an event on time, like say 15 minutes before the time, it
Mm,
allows you to scan the room,
see.
and it
True.
allows you to
True.
get all those jitterbugs out of your system out the door. And as
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing people come in, remember they're seeing you first.
Yes.
They're nervous. Your nervousness is actually frizzling away.
Yes.
So that's why it's important to always get to an appointment, a meeting early versus then on time or late. So that's what I would say. So somebody probably sitting right now in the comfort of their jacuzzi, their leather couch or plastic chair, thinking about to do a networking event, I encourage it. Um, any size of your business, do a networking event, whether it might be with community partners, um, stakeholders. Do some type of an event that can amalgamate people that are helping your vision, your mission, your philosophy statement to move forward. I think it's key. And it also kind of teaches you how to event plan, event coordinate. And it also teaches you once the event is finished, what your business might be in need of or what it might be lacking. Right. So, and it
Mhm.
also, when you do these events for your companies, organization, collective, I almost lost my train of thought. It just allows you to always keep abreast as to what your organization needs. And it's putting your business top of mind in
Yeah.
somebody's head. Right.
Yes. Yes.
So that's what I would say amongst other pieces.
And you're getting the burp, burp, burp. I feel like when I see fire signs, I feel like it's like burp, 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 burp.
Right. Yeah. So that's what I would say. I mean,
Yeah,
there's so much more I could say, but you know what I mean?
yeah. But Christopher, I want to say that I think this sold out event was amazing. Every mixer that you've had this year has brought different elements to it and different individuals. I did see, a couple familiar faces, but I really love to see different folks and what they brought to the table, and also hearing their value. And I'm hoping whoever is listening to this, that whatever service product that you have, and even if you've come on the show already, come on, join again. You could definitely bring value to the table as much as Christopher brings value to the table. And there's so much that you can learn from these events. So whether you're getting your feet wet again because of the pandemic, or you haven't been out since the first or second one, come out, reach whichever event that you can, that aligns with your business, your approach in life, go to it. And especially conferences. I'm crossing my fingers that I can reach this FinCon one this next month coming up, and also it's Financial Literacy Month in November. I have to. I see the camera. I had to pose. I definitely want to make sure I'm intentional on what I'm doing and making sure that I bring as many people, the Northern Connection, and just have these conversations because I want to hear everyone's story as much as I can. And I think everyone has value that is even on here and everything. So big up, big up, and all that good stuff. Is there anything else you want to say to the folks before we wrap up? Because I know you're a busy man.
I'm trying to keep it short, sweet, and right to the point. So my name is Christopher Lawerence of Frequency Event Promotions. We graphic design, we advertise, and we print. So I would wrap up my piece for this segment of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast show series hosted by Camille Smith of Fitness IQ. I would say remain humble, remain focused,
Woo.
but also have an appetite and hunger for more success.
You have to say that one again.
Now, I don't know if I can
Remain
do it as
humble.
so
Come
clear,
on,
but
you gotta say it.
I would just basically say remain humble,
Mm-hmm.
remain focused, and be hungry for more success, right? Because sometimes when you think about it, not only is success, it's not a straight line, it's a squiggly line, but also success is like the stock market. It goes up and it goes down. So
Indeed.
some people might say that success is kind of failure. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's take it as such. But I don't believe when you fail, you fail. It's just more your first attempt in learning.
You learned a
So
lesson.
fail forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't fail back, right? So, oh, I almost fell off the chair. but
Mm-hmm.
but no, I mean, like sometimes you got to just do things scared. I didn't know when I was writing down on my paper,
Yeah.
3 network mixers,
Yeah.
March, May, September. I had no idea what this thing would look like, what it would smell like, even where it would be. But I said, okay, stay humble, focus, have an appetite and hunger for success. We did it. We did it. We did it. Right?
We did. And I can't
and one more
wait.
thing too, if you do it with a heart to kind of like no selfish gain, but you want everybody to win, and you really mean it, it's gonna work. And right before your eyes, you're just like holy chicken with good salad.
Coleslaw.
The coleslaw, right? Or the cabbage, right? So yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy business. Enjoy your life. They say life now is like a mini skirt. It's short. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say, right? It's not me that said it. But
that's a good one. I haven't heard that one before.
Enjoy
it.
Oh,
jeez.
Walk good.
Walk good, yes.
Be an open vessel. Try to help people if you can. Don't break your back. Don't break your back, but help people as best as you can, and don't keep the score. And yeah, love, live life.
Yes.
My name is Christopher Lawerence.
Before we go, I just want to post the last couple comments. Thank you so much, Cher. Appreciate it. Boom, bam, bam. And Empressing. Boom, bam, bam. Oh, I think I skipped one. Boom, bam, bam. And you know what, folks? Make sure you like, comment,
and share.
Subscribe. It's on Christopher's part. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, and I appreciate you, Christopher.
Likewise.
More than you ever know.
Likewise.
All right.
Likewise.
So until next time, folks, be blessed, be humble, and all that stuff. Actually, no. What I want to say is what did Christopher say? Remain humble, remain focused, and have the appetite and hunger for more success. Boom, bam, bam. On that note, folks.
Financial literacy, knowledge is a must. So link the flip boss, watch the result flash, and watch your life change and feel a better cause. You have a business or a plan and want to make it. Yeah, flip and floss, are they want to manifest it. Yeah, and if you want to better manage all your credit, call the boss. Flip and floss, no doubt, then we do it. Yeah, flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, greatness in our blood because we're working for your cause. Flip and floss, money literacy boss. Yeah, boots up your knowledge for your minimal cost. Hey, yeah, flip and floss, money literacy boss. Greatness in our blood because we're working for your cause. Flip and floss, money literacy boss.